Today is not my day, but because the chairman is not here, I was asked to take over today. So we are still on a will, which I started last time. So like so many people have come to me, was asking me a lot of questions about what I said. So I said a will is a declaration by somebody who is living, who has a property, either what we call personal property or an estate. Personal property is those properties like money in the bank, shares. These are personal properties. But when we talk about estate properties, we are talking about buildings. So these things could be given out in a will. If you have them, you can give it out in a will. And the essence of will is to prevent problems that will arise when you are no more. That is the essence of will. Once a will is valid, nobody will question the authority you have to share your property or those who you have given your properties to, once that will is valid. The two most important things about a will is that you that is making a will must have the capacity to make a will. And two, you must be of sound mind. That is why normally when we make a will, we ask you to call your medical doctor to ascertain your state of mind at the time you are making a will, so that nobody questions you about the will. Another one is that the will must not be forced. So assuming you have somebody that is telling you, do this, do that, that will is invalid, because duress is not part of will making. Nobody will force you to make a will. You decide on what you give out to whoever you are giving it out to. That will make the will to be valid. So that is why we say, assuming you have 2 wives or 3 wives, normally you must live with one, the one you may have loved so much. If that woman knew that you are making a will and contributes to that will is invalid. So she doesn't have to ask you on how you distribute your properties. If eventually anybody finds out, in fact, most people who have gone to court about a will is a man who has more than 1 wife. They will always claim that the last wife who is living with the man has influenced him. So that is why we co-opt medical doctors and the two signatures that will witness the will when it is being made. So to make it valid. Formally, women are not allowed to make a will, because women themselves are properties to be given out in those days. Okay. So, formally, in the olden days, women are not allowed to make a will, because they themselves are properties to be given out. But development and civilization has recognized that women can own a property and you can make a will of your property. So here a woman asked me the other time, can she make a will? You can make a will. In as much as those properties are yours, you can decide who you give it to. That is it. So, like I said last time, many men who have properties, their fear of making a will is that they think that if they make a will, they will die. Or will, you can change your will in as much as you are alive. Assuming I make a will this year, in the next 5 years, either I have sold one of the properties in the will, I am allowed to make another will after that 5 years. The only thing is that the first statement in the will it says that my last will, I have revoked every other will which I have made. And this present one is the only will I have. To show, even if you buy a new property after making a will, you can still revoke the one you have made in order to accommodate the new property you have what? You have purchased inside that will. So a will doesn't prevent you from either selling your property or buying a new one. Because a will, we say, speaks from the dead. It is only when you die that your will is effective. So that is what it means. It doesn't mean that if you make a will, you will die. But what we are saying is that that will speak only when you are dead. And like I said, a will is a secret document. Very secret. So it doesn't mean you can make a will without a lawyer. You can make your will. A will is different from gift. Gift is something that exchanges hands when you are alive. Like as I am now, I can now decide to, assuming I have a property, I said, this property will be given to this of my sons. I exchange it when we were alive. That's a gift. It is irrevocable. It can't be revoked. I can make a gift while alive to somebody. But it must have somebody that will witness when you are making that gift. So a gift, somebody can even make a gift because to a daughter, you know, generally now, it is the women and daughters that are looking after their families more than the boys. So your daughter may be responsible for keeping you alive by providing for you. You can make a gift in your lifetime to that daughter. Or if you decide to put it in a will, you can put it in a will. I made a will for one man who has 200 shops in Ariaria. 200 shops in Ariaria. And 5 buildings here in Aba. The man has 2 lawyers in his family. The first son is a lawyer. The last daughter is a lawyer. He has 3 wives. But it is only one of the girls, second of the girls, he has 3 boys and 7 girls. One of the daughters, he gave the daughter more property than what he gave the sons. The daughter is married though. When I was asking him why, he said, that is the only girl that will hear that he is sick and he will send money. It is the girl that knows when he is hungry and when he is not hungry. So he has to give the girl. In fact, when I read that will, the man is from Omaka, Olu. When I read the will, the son is a lawyer. He has been a local government chairman before. So we read it in Umaya. Everybody was doubting the signature of the father. That because the father gave the lady more to what he gave others. So they were doubting the signature of the father. So we had to call one of his uncles who knew very well the signature of the father. Showed him the document. The man said, it is my brother that signed this thing. So I said, if you are doubting, the best place is go to court and let the court decide. So what I'm saying in effect, once a man has made his will and have given out his property, even if he gave it to a maid, you cannot question it. So that is why you should be very friendly with your father. You should be very, very friendly with your father and mother. And then do good things to them. Moreover, when you know they have a lot of properties. So that is the will. That is will. So my brothers and sisters, will is not something that will kill you. It is not killing you. It is something that will help your family. And moreover, when you know that your family will be a problem. You see, I'll give you another example. I made a will to one man from my place. The man told me that the day I will propound that will, that I will run, because his children would like to fight me. So I was prepared. When I went to their house after 1 year after the death of the man, to tell them that their father made a will. You see, I called the first sons of the 3 wives to tell them. In fact, there was a lot of gunshots. But I was not afraid. Why? Because the man told me. I told them that what is happening now is what your father told me. So, but I have told you your father has a will. If you want to go, if you want to get the properties, you get the properties. If you don't want to get the properties, that is for you. The day we propounded that will, some of them collected the properties and went to court. Praise the Lord.